25. Reagan, biographical historical drama film follows Ronald Reagan's life from his childhood to his years as President of the United States, told by a former KGB agent. Ronald Wilson Reagan, February 6, 1911 to June 5, 2004, was an American politician and actor who served as the 40th President of the United States from 1981 to 1989. A member of the Republican Party, his presidency constituted the Reagan era, and he is considered one of the most prominent conservative figures in American history. Reagan graduated from Eureka College in 1932 and began to work as a sports broadcaster in Iowa. In 1937 he moved to California, and became a well-known film actor there. From 1947 to 1952 Reagan served as the president of the Screen Actors Guild. During the 1950s he worked in television and spoke for General Electric. From 1959 to 1960 he again served as the Screen Actors Guild's president. In 1964 his A Time for Choosing speech gave Reagan attention as a new conservative figure. He was elected governor of California in 1966. During his governorship, he raised taxes, turned the state budget deficit into a surplus, and cracked down harshly on university protests. After challenging and losing to incumbent President Gerald Ford in the 1976 Republican presidential primaries, Reagan won the Republican nomination and then a landslide victory over incumbent Democratic President Jimmy Carter in the 1980 presidential election. In his first term, Reagan implemented Reaganomics, which involved economic deregulation and cuts in both taxes and government spending during a period of stagflation. He escalated an arms race and transitioned Cold War policy away from détente with the Soviet Union. Reagan also ordered the invasion of Grenada in 1983. Additionally, he survived an assassination attempt, fought public sector labor unions, expanded the war on drugs, and was slow to respond to the AIDS epidemic in the United States, which began early in his presidency. In the 1984 presidential election, he defeated former Vice President Walter Mondale in another landslide victory. Reagan left the presidency in 1989 with the American economy having seen a significant reduction of inflation, the unemployment rate having fallen and the United States having entered its then longest peacetime expansion. At the same time, the national debt had nearly tripled since 1981 as a result of his cuts in taxes and increased military spending despite cuts to domestic discretionary spending. Reagan's policies also helped contribute to the end of the Cold War and the end of Soviet communism. Reagan died of pneumonia complicated by Alzheimer's at his home in Los Angeles on June 5, 2004. President George W. Bush called Reagan's death a sad hour in the life of America. His public funeral was held in the Washington National Cathedral, where eulogies were given by Margaret Thatcher, Brian Mulroney, George H. W. Bush and George W. Bush.